This is a serious topic intended to educate others about a dangerous form of abusive behavior known as relational aggression. As you will learn, this is also a discussion about dangerous mental health issues which are connected to those who engage in that form of abuse. Welcome, my name is Aten, and Mercury Poisoning is the title of one of the 3 books I'm writing. This video represents a brief summary of a chapter in that book. I'll be discussing a dangerous and sometimes deadly form of abuse known as relational aggression. You will learn about this form of abuse as well as a noted, reputable 2018 study which has found that those who engage in such behavior typically suffer from 1 or more cluster B personality disorders. So what is relational aggression? Have you ever experienced the distressing situation where someone, or perhaps even a group of individuals, fabricates stories about you or a loved one with the sole intention of causing reputational harm and turning others against you? Now, I'm not referring to fair criticism or honest discussions about an individual's flaws. I'm not talking about a horrible, toxic person facing consequences for terrible behavior. I'm talking about the malicious, intentional fabrication of false and grossly devastating allegations which serve no purpose other than to defame and isolate their target. This form of abuse may even lead to the death of their victim. If you've encountered such a situation, you're likely aware of what academics call relational bullying or relational aggression. RAG is an insidious, malicious form of intentional targeted abuse, which is unfortunately not uncommon among teens, preteens, and even some groups of adults. The silver lining for victims in circumstances of adult abusers is that studies have revealed a notable correlation between individuals engaging in that form of abuse and an indication of the abuser's own psychiatric disorders. This implies that their abusive behavior is more indicative of their own poor mental health rather than a reflection of the victim's character or actions. In this video, my aim is to offer support and delve into the concept of relational aggression. I'll be drawing upon insights from a prominent 2018 study by Reardon and colleagues. It is titled The Personality Context of Relational Aggression, a 5-factor model profile analysis. I want to emphasize that the information I share in this video is not intended as medical advice. It's crucial to understand that no one on any social media platform should provide medical or legal advice to individuals. Instead, I encourage you to consult a licensed medical or legal professional who can address your specific concerns. Such professionals are the only people who should be providing guidance tailored to your situation, not anyone on any social media platform. Your well-being is paramount, and seeking professional assistance is the most reliable course of action. As the title suggests, this topic is something I'm unfortunately all too aware of, having been a target of relational bullying for the past 9 years, resulting from my efforts to stop a violent alcoholic sex predator from harming vulnerable women in my community. The chief architect of that abuse and the primary fabricator of lies spread about me originates with a woman I'll refer to as Miss Bishop in this video. You'll be hearing a lot about her and some others during the course of my discussions on this abuse. Relational aggression, or RAG, is a form of abuse where individuals use social interactions to harm or manipulate others within their interpersonal relationships. Unlike physical aggression, which involves direct harm through physical means, relational aggression involves indirect forms of aggression, such as spreading rumors, gossiping, excluding others, or damaging someone's social standing. Key characteristics of relational aggression include social manipulation. Relational aggression is often characterized by subtle and covert methods of manipulation. Individuals engaging in this behavior may use social tactics to control or harm others without direct confrontation. Thus, relational aggression is most prevalent in social settings, such as schools, workplaces, or social groups. It is often a tool used to establish or maintain social dominance, control, or power. Research suggests there is a gender bias, that relational aggression is more commonly associated with females, especially during adolescence. However, both males and females can engage in that type of abusive behavior. The goal of a relational aggressor is often to damage a person's social relationships, self-esteem, or reputation. And importantly, we must not forget the lasting consequences to victims. The harm caused by relational aggression is primarily psychological and emotional, but in severe cases, the victim may seek to end their own existence. I'll be discussing the severe harm done to targets of RAG more later. The primary forms of relational aggression include social exclusion, deliberately excluding someone from social activities or groups; malicious gossip, spreading false or damaging information about someone to harm their reputation; friendship manipulation, trying to turn others against an individual or using friendships as a means of control; cyberbullying, engaging in relational aggression through online platforms includes stalking, cyberbullying, and using social media to spread falsehoods about the victim of the abuse. Relational aggression is particularly common during certain developmental stages, such as childhood and adolescence. It can be a way for individuals to navigate social hierarchies and establish their position within a group. It is also a consistent behavior, meaning the actions of such abusers are not isolated incidents, but occur repeatedly over time. Individuals who display this behavior engage in it as a reoccurring pattern rather than an occasional or one-time occurrence. From the prominent 2018 study by Reardon and colleagues titled "The Personality Context of Relational Aggression, a 5-Factor Model Profile Analysis," we are informed that RAG is impairing, stable, and largely defined by dysfunctional patterns of interpersonal interactions, all of which involves comparisons to personality and, specifically, personality pathology. This study found a correlation between those who engage in such behavior and cluster B personality disorders. Cluster B personality disorders are a category of PD characterized by dramatic, emotional, and erratic behavior. The cluster B personality disorders are grouped together based on shared features and traits. The disorders included in cluster B are antisocial personality disorder. Individuals with ASPD often exhibit a pervasive pattern of disregard for the rights of others. They may engage in impulsive and irresponsible behavior, show little remorse for their actions, and have difficulty forming and maintaining relationships. And borderline personality disorder. BPD is characterized by instability in mood, self-image, and interpersonal relationships. People with BPD may have intense and unstable emotions, engage in impulsive behavior, and experience a fear of abandonment. And histrionic personality disorder. Individuals with this disorder display excessive emotionality and attention-seeking behavior. They may crave constant reassurance and approval, may be uncomfortable when not the center of attention, and may use their appearance to draw attention to themselves. And finally, narcissistic personality disorder. NPD is characterized by an exaggerated sense of self-importance, a preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, or beauty, a belief in one's special or unique status, a lack of empathy, and a constant need for admiration. These personality disorders share some common features, such as difficulties in forming and maintaining healthy relationships, impulsive behavior, and challenges in regulating emotions. Individuals with cluster B personality disorders may also struggle with interpersonal conflicts and may find it challenging to adapt to different social situations. Individuals with cluster B personality disorders, particularly those with antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder, may exhibit tendencies towards dishonesty and manipulation. Those with ASPD often display a lack of regard for the rights of others and may engage in deceitful and manipulative behavior. This can include lying for personal gain, exploiting others, or engaging in fraudulent activities without a sense of guilt or remorse. Additionally, those suffering from NPD may be prone to exaggerating their achievements, talents, or importance. They might manipulate situations to maintain a positive image and garner admiration from others. While not all individuals with NPD lie, a tendency to distort facts to enhance their self-esteem or maintain a grandiose self-image is often present. In my case, the abuse I personally had to endure comes from a close friend of a violent alcoholic sex predator, who in March of 2015, I began an effort to educate my community and prevent him from inflicting further harm to vulnerable women. I think it is important to recognize that while rape is a violent and criminal act involving non-consensual sexual activity, it is also widely acknowledged that rape is not primarily about sexual desire. Rape is about exerting power, dominance, and control over the victim. The act is a violation of consent, autonomy, and personal boundaries. Likewise, relational bullying involves behaviors aimed at harming someone's social standing, relationships, or reputation. Though it is not a criminal act like rape, it can still cause significant emotional and psychological harm. Similar to rape, Relational aggression is often about establishing power and control over the victim within the social context. Rape and relational aggression share similarities in that they are behaviors often driven by a desire for power and control over another person. While they differ significantly in their nature and the harm they cause, the common thread is the misuse of power within the context of a relationship. So isn't it just a big coincidence that friends of a violent alcoholic sex predator would also engage in abusive behavior intended to control their victims? So what can you do if you become the target of relational aggression? Well, it might be best to just walk away and focus on maintaining your mental health. Recognize that maybe the group turning against you might not have been your friends to begin with, and find a more supportive and less toxic community. But that might not always be possible. Therefore, there are several steps you can take to protect yourself and address the situation. First, recognize the behavior. I spent so long asking myself, how could these people be so abusive? What makes them engage in that behavior? If you become a victim of this or any other form of abuse, you may find yourself asking those same questions. This means awareness is the first step. Recognize that you are experiencing relational aggression. This involves understanding the tactics being used against you, such as gossip, manipulation, exclusion, and/or you've become the victim of false rumors. It is important to document incidents of abuse. I literally have multiple legal boxes full of evidence, as well as many gigabytes of digital evidence in my possession. You will also need to keep a record of specific incidents, including dates, times, locations, and details of the behaviors. This documentation can serve as evidence if you decide to take legal action or seek support. I had to establish very clear boundaries and remove anyone from my life who was or is closely connected to the sex predator and his allies. You will also need to clearly establish your own boundaries that protect you from the individuals involved. Be assertive about what behaviors are unacceptable and understand that you expect to be treated with dignity and respect. Setting boundaries can help deter further aggression. In many, if not most cases, victims of this abuse will need to seek support. I've been in therapy for years addressing the damage my abusers have inflicted on myself and our community, and particularly the damage they have inflicted on SA survivors. This cannot be overstated. I found many examples of RAG victims taking their own life. If you are a victim, I urge you to reach out to friends, family, or colleagues who can provide emotional support. Share your experiences with someone you trust, and consider seeking guidance from a counselor or therapist who can offer professional assistance. Surround yourself with positive influences and individuals who uplift you. Building a strong support network can provide emotional resilience and counteract the negative effects of the relational aggression. And lastly, educate others. As I am doing here, raise awareness about relational aggression within your social circles and community. Help others understand the impact of such behavior and encourage a culture of respect and empathy. It is absolutely vital that you prioritize self-care to cope with the emotional toll of relational aggression. Practice stress-reducing activities, engage in hobbies, and ensure you have a support system in place to help you through difficult times. If and only if you feel safe enough to confront the aggressor and other individuals involved, you must clearly express how their behavior is affecting you and request that they cease the aggressive actions. Use I statements to convey your feelings and experiences. And if necessary, involve authorities. If the relational aggression escalates or becomes threatening, consider involving authorities such as school administrators, human resources, or law enforcement, depending on the context. Your safety is a priority. And in severe cases of abuse, you may be required to take legal measures, such as obtaining a restraining order or other civil actions. Consult with legal professionals to explore your options. I hope this video has been informative, and I hope you'll watch my other mercury poisoning videos as they become available. This is a long and volatile, true story of the abuse I've endured for daring to think women in my community should not be raped. Please let me know in the comments if you have been an unfortunate victim of abuse. And I appreciate your support by liking the video, and do leave a comment. Let me know if this has been helpful, and it helps YouTube to know this video is worth sharing with others. Thank you so much for watching.